The Steelcase Leap chair has been our #1 pick at BTOD multiple times, but it's $1,300 now. You can get a refurbished Leap chair for anywhere from $400 up to $700 or more, depending on the level of refurbishing and what options you choose. The reason for such a big price range is because the definition of refurbishing is pretty broad. It can be as simple as wiping or cleaning something. It can also be as complicated as inspecting and testing the chair, replacing multiple parts, and giving it new upholstery. Your expectations for the level of refurbishing should coincide with the price that you're paying. Expect a chair for around $400 to maybe be tested and cleaned, but not much more will be done to the chair. As you get higher in price, you'll see more stuff being done to the chair in terms of cleaning and inspecting, and you will start to see some sellers replacing basic parts like casters and arm pads. Eventually, you'll get into the highest end refurbishers, where you'll see thorough inspections, a ton of parts being replaced, new upholstery being added, and they will typically be sold with good return policies and warranties. All of these extras will come at a premium, though. I would consider our refurbishing process to be the most robust in the industry, and that's why our chairs will cost $600. You can definitely save quite a bit of money by getting a chair that has less done to it. The Leap I sat in for a long time wasn't brand new or refurbished. It was a chair that we got in a shipment of chairs that was in such good shape that I just took it and started using it, and I used it for 2 years. Something like that can provide a ton of value, and you don't need to spend top dollar for it. One of the biggest advantages of going with the Leap chair specifically for a refurbished choice is that the Leap has a really good build quality. This is one of the most well-built chairs I've ever used. This is the reason it is so popular on the used market. There are just a bunch of them available, and they hold up really well. While a brand new Leap is one of the most well-built chairs on the market, you do need to understand that a refurbished chair will never be the same as a new model. If a new Leap is S tier for build quality, then a refurbished chair will be somewhere in the A or B tier depending on how much refurbishing has been done. Things like nicks, scuffs, and scratches are common on refurbished chairs. It is also common for things that get repeatedly used to not feel quite as solid as they would when they are brand new. A perfect example of this is the armrests. The arm posts and the arm caps can get looser the more that they are used. This can be lessened in the refurbishing process, but it is not practical to expect a refurbished chair to feel as solid as a brand new one. The foam is going to be another area where you will see some difference between new and refurbished. There are ways to make the foam feel closer to new with steaming processes and adding a minimal amount of foam underneath the original pad to make it feel more similar to the way that it was when it came from the factory, but it still won't be that exact feeling of brand new. Some refurbishers will replace the foam entirely with their own seat pad that goes away from the Steelcase design. I would be cautious with this. Aside from being terrible for the environment to throw away the foam, it will also change the ergonomics of the chair, and it won't feel like an original Steelcase Leap seat. The adjustments on the Leap chair are a big reason why a lot of people like this chair so much. It's certainly one of the biggest reasons why I use the chair for so long. On a fully loaded Leap, almost everything is adjustable, with really big ranges on all of the adjustments. The seat is both height and depth adjustable. The arms have 4-way adjustment, and the lumbar has 2-way adjustment. The back has 5 tilt limiter positions with tension control. Every Leap chair will come with seat adjustments and tilt functions, but the arm and lumbar adjustments can vary. The good thing about the Leap is that the 4-way arms and 2-way lumbar are very common configurations, so a lot of refurbished Leap chairs will have these functions. The one adjustment that is pretty rare to find on the Leap is the adjustable headrest. There are not too many Leaps with headrests out there, so they are tough to find. If you really want a headrest, you will need to buy one brand new, but truthfully, the Leap's headrest is pretty terrible. It's not a very good build, and it only has height adjustment, and I don't think it's very comfortable. If you really want a headrest, I would just go with a different chair entirely. Something a lot of people don't know is that refurbished chairs can often be purchased with a warranty. The quality of the warranty will almost always be tied directly to the price of the chair. Chairs that are near that $400 mark will probably have very short warranties of a year or less, and a lot of the chair will be exempt from coverage. Many sellers at this price point will offer no warranty at all. The more expensive options will offer longer warranty periods and more extensive coverage on the parts. You can see warranty lengths as long as 10 or 12 years, with coverage on the entire chair. This type of warranty will come at a premium price, but it does give you the guarantee that your chair will be working for an extended period of time. One thing that you want to think about with the refurbished chairs is that this market is a lot like used cars. There are some very reputable dealers, and then there are some not so reputable dealers. The reputable dealers will make their policies clear and they will follow them. The flip side is the dealers that will offer things like an ambiguous 10-year guarantee, but don't really guarantee much when you read the fine print. Make sure you do your due diligence by reading reviews from multiple places to get a good picture of the seller you are considering and whether or not they stick to their warranty. Returns are going to be similar to warranties on refurbished chairs. Some sellers won't offer returns, but the more expensive options will. This is going to be another trade-off. If you're certain you want the chair, then you may not need a return policy, especially if you can see it firsthand. If you're in this camp, you should probably just save some money and go with the less expensive option. If you're on the fence a bit though, and you can't see the chair before buying it, then a return policy can be great to have. Some sellers may charge a return shipping fee or a restocking fee. Other sellers may offer full refunds with the return shipping covered. This is another area where you really need to be sure that you read the fine print. Remember the used car analogy. Some sellers have no problem offering that they have free returns or a money-back guarantee. But reading the fine print will tell you that they do charge for these things upwards of 50% of the chair. This is not free returns, and to me, it's not a money-back guarantee. Just make sure to be thorough with the policies and read reviews on returns. One last thing to think about with returns on refurbished chairs is that there is almost always going to be some extra step that needs to be done to return the chair. An example would be our refurbished Leap V2. We do offer full refunds on our returns, and we do cover the return shipping, but you need to be able to disassemble the chair to get it back in the box. This will require a special tool like a pipe wrench or a strap wrench. The tools aren't expensive and the process is usually pretty simple, but it is some extra work that a lot of people don't think about. This is one major advantage with going new. Steelcase will send the Leap fully assembled with a massive box, so you get to return it fully assembled in that same box. It takes almost no work and is a much simpler process. I think the brand new Leap for $1,299 is worth it, so I definitely think there is a lot of value in a refurbished model for 50 to 60% off that retail price.